Hail, everyone. Hail, hail. Welcome back to the Nightmare. How's it going out there? I'm your host, the Lore Knight, galactic storyteller, artist, and seeker of the lore. Alongside me is SQR3. How's it going, SQ? Alright, SQR3 is ready to rock. So, there's a lot to talk about since last time, man. And we're going to talk about the news, all the new Star Wars news coming out. Of course, I like to keep everybody updated on that and see what your opinion is. We're going to watch the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. I know it's kind of old news by now. It's been out for a few days, but, you know, we got to talk about it, man. It's the biggest thing. Let me turn my sound down. That might be a little loud. Is that better? So, let's take a look at the trailer because we're going to talk about it. I already kind of did my review and kind of reaction type deal. So, but we'll look at it anyway. But today, I'm going to be fulfilling the kind of the self-promoted title that I give myself as artist. And we're going to be working on a beautiful painting, a landscape from Attack of the Clones. You know, it's the one where Anakin and Padme, that meadow that they were rolling around in, and I got some references. Let me show you here's my canvas, all ready to go. I already put the first layer down there, so we're going to be working on that in a little bit. But, you know, I like to get the Star Wars news out of the way first, just for anybody that might want to be watching for the replay, driving to work, whatever you do. That's like when I listen to YouTube streams, is when I'm driving to work. That's like basically the main use I get out of it. So let's watch the trailer and we'll discuss it, because I didn't actually get to talk to you about it. You know, we didn't really get to talk about it, watch it together and talk about it. So let's see. We're gonna play this right now. Bring it up. And there it is. Okay. Let's I'm turning this mic off so we can watch this.
Hey, never touch the buttons. I can use some information.
Whoa, for this price, I'll tell you whatever you want.
I'm looking for a hut.
Close for the night. Thank you.
Gangsters, war criminals.
Long live the Empire.
We'll take out every bad guy in your deck of cards.
This isn't about revenge. It's about preventing another war.
Strap in.
You will suffer. And then it will be his turn.
Before going into harm's way, check your armor. The kid will live centuries beyond me. I won't always be around to protect him.
Are you scared? You should be.
Do we run? Or do we fight?
I like this kid.
What are you waiting for?
Yes, so I've watched it. As I'm sure you have. I've watched the trailer like probably 50 times by now, so it's not too surprising there. But yeah, that was, man. I don't know if you saw kind of my overview of it, but there are some parts in here that are very interesting. Martin Scorsese, the guy that said Marvel like movies and, you know, like Captain America movies and all that are like trash filmmaking. Well, he's playing this voice of this guy here, so it's kind of funny. But yeah, that was confirmed this week. You know, not the biggest news. There's our warlords there. We're not gonna do too much of this, but there's our Imperial warlords there, broke off from the Empire, and they're gonna be causing some trouble there. So, you know, the rest of it we already kind of went through. Here's Embo's gonna be in it. Do you know what we should do a deep dive on Embo, because he's an interesting guy from the Clone Wars, bounty hunter. But yeah, what did you think anyway whenever you saw this the first time? Is it gonna be as good as the TV show was? I don't know. I think it's gonna be really fun though. I mean, check out the scene with him fighting freaking.
Are you scared?
Dude, he's fighting Rod of the Hutt. It's insane. Stinky. That's Stinky, man. How are you gonna fight Stinky? How did he get so jacked? What weight? I kind of hope there's a scene in there where he's like lifting weights. That'd be kind of funny. But we'll see what he lifts. There's the Calor Slug. I'm calling it now. I think that's the Calor Slug. Unless some, like, you know, lore master came out and said that's something else. I think that's what that is, since all the monsters in Rada's palace are indeed from Dejarik, the game, the holochess game. But there's baby Greedo. We don't need another baby, but I think that's just showing where Grogu's coming from, where he's going. So, yeah. So, yeah, I already kind of did my breakdown, but I just wanted to discuss it with you. Let me know in the comments what you think of this trailer. There he is flying past that, rip. It's great. I love me some monsters, man. Oh, and another thing I saw on Twitter, I forget who tweeted it. Sorry, X. But yeah, this Jabba, not Jabba, but Stinky's, what would it be called? Fight pit here. Look at this. This is a Dejarik board, which is really cool, man. I really like how they did that. So, yeah, Rada just kind of made his own live action game of holochess. Do you see the little spaces there? So yeah, that's a holochess board, which is really cool. But that was a good spot. I don't know who showed that to me, but okay, let's see what else we have here. Let me know. Yeah, again, let me know what you think about that. But I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on because it is kind of old news at this point. I mean, we're already waiting for the movie to come out. So here's some kind of funny stuff I found. So Lego came out with Smart Brick. Okay, I'm not that much into Legos. I have a box of Legos that I still have to put together here, but Lego came out with a Smart Lego, which you can put to any character. I guess in this case, Star Wars Lego characters, and they have like a voice, right? It's kind of like, I don't know if you're old enough, if you were around during the Phantom Menace times, you know, back in the day, whenever Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan were running around. But we had this thing called the Comtech chips, and every action figure came with like a little Comtech chip, and you could place them next to the figures, or the figures on top of them, and it would like make their voice. They'd have lines. But this one here looks like they half-assed it almost. Here's the let me put my screen up here. Check this out. Look at this. Here's an Ewok. This is Wicket the Ewok.
Ultimately, this figure belongs in the trash. He says he agrees.
That one's not that bad. Okay, that one's not too bad. But here's Yoda. Like, what? I don't know. They're just like radio signal frequencies. I guess that sounds like an Ewok, you know. But yeah, if you're watching in the car, so they're putting the smart bricks in front of the Lego figures. This one's Yoda. That's Yoda's sound effect, apparently. Yeah, I think people were expecting a lot more from these, though, than this. But here's Darth Vader. I think that's the best one. That is Darth Vader's voice for the smart Lego brick. And I thought that was funny. Here's Luke Skywalker. I don't think I listened to Luke Skywalker yet. Oh, nice. Yeah, he's saying power converters. Something like that. But that, yeah, I thought that was great, man. They did it. They made a smart Lego brick. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not into. I don't play with Legos. Okay, this is just on my desk for fun. So in honor of Rod of the Hutt, that we're getting a Hutt back in the Hutt twins in this new movie. Here is a scene of how they controlled Jabba the Hutt way back in the day in Return of the Jedi. Look at this. This is pretty crazy, man. I mean, this looks a little harder than Big Bird, you know?
Weighed over 2,000 pounds, cost $500,000 to build, and required 5 people to operate. 2 performers worked inside the body, controlling his arms, jaw, tongue, and facial expressions. Working together, they used their own body weight to rock the animatronic and give Jabba movement. A 3rd performer operated a handle to move Jabba's tail. A 4th technician managed subtle hand movement, the nostrils, and a foot pedal that simulated.
So I wonder which one got choked by Leia. Like, which of these guys in this suit got choked? I mean, come on, you're gonna get choked. She was pulling that thing pretty tight, man.
Performer operated a handle to move.
Which one of you mooks got choked by Carrie Fisher?
The nostrils.
Color. So it's all robotics, you know, obviously, but
Jabba the Hutt weighed over 2,000 pounds, cost $500,000 to build, and required 5 people to operate.
Oh, 2 people got choked by Leia. Look at that. They're just sitting there, hey. And so that dude's probably smoking, knowing, you know, guys back in that day. Here's Silicious Crumb is being controlled by just one dude. He looks kind of big. Is this like the graph? Is he bigger?
2 performers.
What? Is this like just to show? Why are their shirts off? They're like naked. It's like that one scene in Ace Ventura where he comes out of the rhino's, backside. It's kind of like that, except there's 2. Look at this guy. He's looking over. I didn't think this would be fun. I thought this is kind of cool, but this is kind of silly.
Worked in.
That's crazy. If we could get like a Black Series figure of the 3 guys, of the 5 people that controlled him in Jabba, and just like put him inside Jabba, that'd be kind of fun.
Inside the body, controlling his arms.
There he is. That's him. Jaw,
tongue, and facial expressions. Working together, they used their own body weight to rock the.
So it's a heavier suit. I didn't know the suit was that heavy. It's super heavy.
Give Jabba movement. A 3rd performer operated a handle to move Jabba's tail.
Again, they put the little person on the tail, dude. They did not care about those people back then, man. They were
movement, the nostrils, and a foot pedal that simulated breathing using a handheld controller.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, man. That was back in the day whenever they actually used those practical effects. I don't think they have guys in the suit to control Rod of the Hutt and the Hutt twins, but you know, you don't really need that anymore, I guess.
3 months to build, and at the time, it was considered one of the most advanced
3 months to build. Look at that, man. So that was Jabba back in the day, man. Took a bunch of people to run him. Did you see my video about Galactic Racer? I don't know if you saw it. It was pretty cool, but we went over the trailer, kind of pointed out some things. Ben Quadraneros is back. that was pretty exciting. I'd like to do something special for Ben. I think one of these days we're going to come on here and do an extra special Ben Quadranero stream. But did you used to play Star Wars Racer 2? I did back in the day. I played me some Star Wars Racer. But here's the side-by-side. That's pretty cool. But the graphics for this game look actually really good. If you watch it like on a bigger screen than your phone, it actually looks really good. This is going to be a fun game. And we got a new person. We got a new character to talk about. His name's Shade. Now he's all covered up. Shade's wearing a helmet. I don't think this is going to show Shade, but he's basically the main protagonist of Galactic Racer. And we found out live while filming a video that Shade is probably force sensitive. Yes, he's got to be force sensitive. Here he is right here. Where's he at? I can see his little helmet there. There he is, right there, Shade. Okay, so in order to drive a pod racer, in order to race a pod racer, the fastest vehicle, probably, is it the fastest land vehicle in Star Wars? You have to be force sensitive. And they said that in episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Qui-Gon Jinn said, you must, what did he say? You must be in touch with the Force or something. I can't remember the line now, but Anakin said, I'm the only human that can do it. Now, if the devs at Galactic Racer are following the lore of Star Wars, they would have to say that he's force sensitive in order to race a pod, because you're going to be racing pods as Shade. I mean, no doubt, right? So why wouldn't he be force sensitive? He has to be. So is Shade yet another Jedi that escaped Order 66, and now he's out racing around? Something to think about, man. It was my theory. I came up with. I was the first one that said about it, because I'm pretty sure I would have seen that. I'm not bragging or anything, but sometimes stuff just presents itself to me. But yeah, I mean, I think he's force sensitive. He's got to be. So we'll see. Whenever the game comes out, I want to mark this time right now, and we shall see. But I actually have Star Wars Episode 1 Racer somewhere. Popping in during a lunch break. All right, Wise Guys, nice to hear from you, buddy. Thanks for coming in, saying hi. Hope you're having a great day at work. This is my one of my only days off, so I like to talk about Star Wars, obviously. But yeah, I hope you're having a good day at work, man. It's tough out there. We're talking about Galactic Racer. I know that you play what's the game called? The Old Republic. But that game, you could put a lot of hours into that, but this looks really good, man. So yeah, there it is. Maybe we'll talk more about that game in the future here, but I'm still waiting for it to come out. So the next thing I want to talk about, it's very important. Sorry about that. Okay. Next thing. Somebody that absolutely confounds me almost. Pedro Pascal. And this guy, every time I see him, he's a really good actor, okay? Really, I really do enjoy his work. But the way he acts when he's not at work, like acting, it's very odd to me. Okay, I don't want to say anything bad about the guy. I mean, but like I don't know him, but he acts like, well, here, I'll show you. Look at this.
With him, and he's his Din obviously is going on Grogu's apprentice journeys with him, and he's his dad now and his mentor, which is so incredible. And I just want to know what you might think of Din's apprentice journeys when he was a Mandalorian apprentice. What do you think of that time, and who do you think that Din's Mandalorian mentor was?
Oh gosh, that's such a good question. I think that the community of Mandalorians was his apprentice, and that he shaped his identity on the deep value system that.
Also, it is good to get some lore from the source itself. I mean, the actor, he's telling us a little bit of an insight on Din Djarin, but oh yeah, so the way he moves and talks, it's just like how do I say it? It's just very like, I don't know, like maybe a lot of anxiety.
He's with him, and he's this
He's very shy looking in
think
like real
of
life. Like that's not an act either. A lot of people say that Pedro Pascal is putting on an act so he can hug his female coworkers when he gets nervous or something. But I don't know, man. If you look at his eyes, that's not really an act to me, dude.
Who do you think that Din's Mandalorian meant?
He seems very like to have a meek, almost aura about him.
I think that
he's like rubbing his hands. He's like looking away.
I think that the community.
Pedro, Wise Guy says Pedro Pascal is so overexposed, and yeah, he's kind of an odd egg sometimes. I wish he did the voiceover so he didn't have to worry about having his face on screen. Well, yeah, I mean, that's like what I'm saying. I feel like, okay, it's not a hug stream, but like I have anxiety too, but I try to like not present myself like that. But Pedro is like, he must be one of the best actors in Hollywood ever. If this is who he actually is, and then he comes in and plays these parts like the guy on The Last of Us, just total badass, like manly man, and he's playing Mandalorian, dude. He must be like one of the greatest actors of our time. Just because if that's who he is, and he really does pull off those parts, those like manly parts, man, those high T energy parts, but it just kind of, every time I see him in there, I don't know. What do you think in the comments? Like, what is it fake, or is he being real? I don't know. But yeah, again, Mandalorians are supposed to keep their helmets on. Yeah, that's right. I know. Yeah, they are. What the heck? But I think in this trailer, he actually gets his helmet taken off, which by the bad guy, which is probably, I mean, obviously they told them to do that. It is to show his face, to get butts in seats, as they say. So anyway, yeah, I mean, I would like to see how he would confront a Wampa monster, though. Speaking of the next thing, look at this. The Wampa monster was originally going to play a much bigger role in The Empire Strikes Back. Here's some deleted scenes. I'm not going to play them all, but check this out, dude.
Back. Don't look at me like that. There are more Jabba's bounty hunters after me every day if I don't get this price off my head while I still have one.
Han, we need you.
We need?
Yes.
What about you need?
I need.
It's kind of funny how it shows he's just like scratching at the little ice part on the ice wall while they're talking.
I know what you're talking about.
Were we meant to see a little claw like it's kind of funny. It's probably a good thing they took this out, honestly. There's no sound for this, but there's the Wampa monster bursting through, and yeah, he looks, it does kind of look bad there. They probably made the right call. They probably would have fixed his face, but yeah, they were gonna have, it looks like almost like a whole like horror movie for the Wampa monster in episode 5, man. There he's swinging his arms around. Nice. But yeah, that would have been, maybe they can go back and do that now. Do you know that actually might make a lot. All right, R2, thank you. All right, good. I know he's scared of horror movies, but I think that they could actually go back and make like a horror movie on Hoth. Maybe the guys that first get there arrive to Hoth, the snowtroopers. Not the snowtroopers, I'm sorry, they were rebels that first arrived to Hoth and are setting up the base. You could do like a whole horror movie of them dealing with a Wampa. Wouldn't that be cool? We should make that happen. I think that'd be sick. And yeah, I mean, they find like dead Tauntauns here. Maybe they're walking through the base and it's chasing. I mean, you can see here how it would look, except with like new graphics. Like, what's that? Oh my god, something's here. R2 just falls back. He's just like, no, I'm out of here. Wise Guy says that scene is rather funny. Yeah, it is. I think he may have a shyness or anxiety, but I think he uses it to his advantage to hold hands with women. Sure, maybe, yeah. I've yet to see an interview where he snuggles with male colleagues. Yeah, I mean, you know, what are you gonna do? If you're gonna, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, the point of that was, yeah, he must be a great actor because the parts he plays are like badass high key roles. But yeah, I mean, or just take all the footage. There has to be more footage of this, and just make a freaking horror movie with a Wampa. Anyway, what do you think about that? I think that'd be cool. I don't know why this made me laugh so much. I was like sitting there the other night, just like scrolling through my phone, and I don't know why, dude. Because look, have you seen the show The Bear? Jeremy Allen White plays basically the main character on The Bear, and it's about cooking in Chicago. I know it sounds super boring, but he played the part of the main chef, and he's always working away, kind of hunched over, working away, and that's his brother. But I don't know why that made me laugh so much because of his looks like small, a little shorter. He's working away because he also plays the voice part for Rod of the Hutt. So I don't know. It's not that funny now that I showed it on the stream. I was just laughing my ass off at that. This guy right here, Longasio, showed me that, yeah, this is a giant Tajeric chessboard. It's pretty neat. Rada's pit is a giant chessboard. Very cool idea. Here's Embo. Oh, check that. Yeah, see Embo from the Clone Wars, Embo from Mandalorian and Grogu. Do you see how they nailed his look? They really did just like make him look exactly like the Clone Wars show, and that's how characters should be made to be, you know. They should look exactly like, kind of like the characters in the new He-Man movie. I don't know if you saw. I'm not that much of a He-Man guy. That was a little before my time, but a couple of the characters don't really look. There's like that robot guy, and it doesn't really look like him at all. They should take the exact look like this. How they made Embo look exactly like his character from Clone Wars. I mean, that's just what the fans expect, man. But yeah, that's my rant on that. There's Martin Scorsese. It does look just like him. There he is. He's just like, hey, I'll be in Star Wars. Who cares? I know I said that superhero movies were stupid, but
For this price, I'll tell you whatever you want.
I'm looking.
for this price, I'll tell you whatever you want. Maybe he is getting paid a lot of money. He probably just everybody wants to be in Star Wars. Every single week, there's a new actor that comes out and is like, I would love to be in Star Wars. Just put me in somewhere. I don't know if you've noticed that in the news. Here's some stills while we're on the subject. Yeah, look at him, Pedro. I mean, look at that, dude. Wait, that's the new trailer footage where Rada is a chef? No. He's not a chef. He's like a hut warlord or something. Roboto looks totally different, and they made it female. See, there it is. Yeah, that's from is that the guy's name? Roboto. It's like a Star Wars droid now. But there's Pedro right there, and one of the Hutt twins. Yeah, I mean, this guy, I would want this guy to, fight in the pit. Not the other guy we saw. So, yeah, he's really good. There's a Grogu. Grogu's always great, man. It's going to be awesome, dude. What else do we have here? We already looked through this. Oh, yep. Well, that looks like about it. That looks like it for the news. I have a couple things to go through here because I'm not going to leave you like that. We already talked about all this last time, guys. This is awesome. We're all caught up. So let me take this off. Let me take this off the screen. Because we gotta... Do you want music? I don't know if you want any music. Let's see. There's some more news to talk about for sure. So we got... New poster art. New poster art from Maul Shadowlord, guys. Look at this. We already saw this. No, we didn't. Look at this. Check this out. Dude. That poster art, man. That's some key art from Maul Shadowlord. It's going to be awesome. Oh my god. I cannot wait. They kind of went with like the Japanese style painting there. Ink, like an ink type wash. That's what it reminds me of. Here's some concept art from Janix, the new planet, filled with crime lords and bounty hunters. And are you going to visit Lucas' new museum? Yes. I'm going to be... Oh, when does that open? Because I did a video of that about that a while ago, and maybe they'll have this there at the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art. Absolutely. I'm going to be one of the first ones there. I mean, it looks awesome, dude. There's going to be a lot of cool art there. There's going to be comic art there from like the 70s and 80s. Is that the Silver Age? I think that's... No. I don't know. But there's going to be, comic art, concept art from Star Wars, obviously. Sketches from the original Star Wars movie. Now, it's not all Star Wars. It's narrative art, which, hey man, I'm working on leveling up my art right now, and I'm gonna actually be doing a painting here soon. And who knows, maybe we'll get it in the Lucas Museum of Modern Art. That'd be sick, dude. Because it's narrative. Well, this piece I'm gonna do today is kind of more. It's fine art, and it's not. I mean, I guess all art is narrative if you think about it. Mostly, except for the new stuff. There's Maul and I'm blanking on his name right now, because oh my god, what's his name? The detective. Yeah. Anyway, let's just skip that because I don't remember. Here's some more key art. That looks like a shot from the trailer. No, this is concept art that they just kind of made it for the trailer. So here is Devin. I still don't know her name. We'll have to watch the show. It's coming out soon, guys. We're gonna be watching some Maul Shadowlord soon. I won't play the trailer again. So that was kind of cool. That was our Star Wars art time. Oh, I have art to show. Oh man, I think I forgot to put it on the screen so I could show it. We got a Pedro Pascal art to show. Maybe we'll bring it up later here. Let me take this off again, because I'm going to find us... There's one more thing I wanted to talk about before we start painting, because I got to get some painting done, man. It's hard. What's this? I saved this too, so we could talk a little Ahsoka here. No, this is also old news here. We already know about this, guys. This is old news. We don't need to get into Ray Stevenson taking over. So yeah, how's everyone doing out there? What is going on? We got some comic book news. Are you reading all the comics that are coming out? There's an Andor comic coming out. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I just did a short on that. There's an Andor, I guess it's a Rogue One. It's a Rogue One prequel. And it takes place right after Andor Season 2. I should just show my own stuff on here. So here we go. I was going to go through this article because this is kind of interesting. Star Wars revives the biggest Grogu theory ahead of new movie. And it confirms one harsh reality. Mandalorian and Grogu promises to be a fun adventure for its titular duo, but it could also set up some major changes for the child formerly known as Baby Yoda. At the very least, it's continuing his development. He'll be likely even stronger in the Force. He learns how to swim, and it wouldn't be too... How do you know he didn't know how to swim before? And I wouldn't be too surprised if we get his first words in the movie. Look... I hope we don't. I hope Grogu doesn't say a thing but goo goo gaga, because if he says something and it sounds funny, like the voice, he's just like, "Hey, yo, Mando. Hey, thanks for taking care." No, like seriously, because I don't want to hear him saying. I don't know if I want to hear him, and if he talks backwards, like it's just gonna be oh, okay, yeah. I mean, he might. Wise Guys said, wish they released the video game that was supposed to be about the seedy underworld and ultimately got canceled. 1313. You're thinking of Star Wars 1313. That was a project that I was looking forward to back in the day. And if I was doing YouTube back then, I would have been talking about that nonstop on this channel. But yeah, I mean, someday we'll get a good video game again. I think probably this year. Hopefully this year that racing game is going to be good. Where are we at here? Okay, amidst all of that, it could also return to the idea that the Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett both toyed with, though ultimately moved away from, Grogu becoming a Mandalorian Jedi. If I'm not mistaken... There's been a Mandalorian Jedi in the past, in the lore. But it looks like they want to do that here. There's only ever been one in Star Wars history. Okay, so yeah, the person that wrote the article knows what they're talking about. And it was around 1,000 years before this story with Tar Vizsla, also known as Darksaber, the Darksaber. The Mandalorian Season 2 set Grogu on his path when Luke Skywalker rescued the child, but it was undone in Boba Fett, with Baby Yoda choosing the Mandalorian Beskar armor over the Jedi lightsaber, which I don't know why Luke gave him that choice, dude. Like, it's still kind of a stupid thing. I didn't... Why did you give him that choice of the Mandalorian or... Jedi? Like, I understand that you have to give up your attachments, but he was already running stuff different from the Jedi back then. So, I don't know. Just another stupid thing, dude, that they did for... Just train the boy, alright? You only have a few Force-sensitive kids left. You'd think you'd just train him. It can't get any worse. Grogu could still become a Mandalorian Jedi. There has, technically speaking, never been a Star Wars movie about at least one Jedi or Sith. What? There has, technically speaking, never been a Star Wars movie without at least one Jedi or Sith. Rogue One? I mean, Vader was in it for the last 2 seconds, but yeah, Rogue One. So the Darksaber was named after someone? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, maybe that was his name? I don't know. I'd have to look over that again. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to look back at that history. Get back in the books. SQ, make a note of that. We shall delve back into the scrolls of the past and see the Mandalorian past and see what was up with that. This includes a shot of Grogu seemingly meditating in the Force while sitting on a planet that's clearly designed to remind us of Dagobah. Yeah, obviously. And he has a stick, like a little wizard staff. But it looks like Yoda's stick. Where the actual Yoda resided during the original trilogy. That planet was a Virgins, meaning it had unusually strong Force energy surrounding it. And it could even be that this new location has something similar. If Grogu is actively seeking to advance his Force abilities, it might mean he continues down a hybrid Jedi-Mandalorian path. That's a good point. Yeah, so he's still kind of meditating. I mean, he's like, I'm not going to stop doing the Force just because I'm a Mandalorian. I'm sorry, but he just feels more like a Jedi to me than a Mandalorian. He always will. There's no doubting that he's very much Din's son, even wearing what looks like Beskar armor in the trailer, and of course looking rather adorable while doing so. But the harsh reality is that Mando isn't always going to be around, which the trailer acknowledges. Grogu's species could live for hundreds of years, 900. Yeah, I know. We were actually just doing, speaking of that, a short that kind of blew up on my channel was about Grogu and Yoda, where Yaddle, Grogu, Yoda, where their species comes from. Where is Yoda from? And a popular fan theory that kind of blew up on Reddit was that they're from, there is actually the species is called the Jedi, which was the first like Jedi Force user, the first Force users back, not Taurus. Why am I thinking the planet Taurus? It starts with a T. Anyway, so those fans are saying that yeah, it was he's actually just a Jedi, but the other half that like stayed light. So I don't know. What do you think about that? We'll have to go back over that and see. Actually, we could do that real quick so that we could talk about it. And then I'll get back to this trailer here. Let's just go take a look at the Lore Night channel. Let's see what we got here, guys. Shade is a Jedi. I love it, dude. Here we go. Species theory. So you know Yoda, that little... I could probably explain it better than myself right now, honestly. So I got my... Wait, let's make this full screen, baby. Let's go ahead and keep that up. Here we go. All right, check this out. This guy knows what he's talking about. So you know Yoda, that little green Jedi Master who's been flipping minds since 1980? His species has always been this big mystery, right? George Lucas straight up refused to name it, keeping that aura of enigma around characters like Yoda, Yaddle from their prequels, and now Grogu. But get this, a genius fan theory blowing up on Reddit says the name's been staring us in the face forever. The idea? Yoda's species is originally called the Jedi. Yeah, like the ancient Force users from Star Wars Legends who balanced light and dark on the planet Tython, way before the Jedi Order split. Just like how the Sith started as a redskin species conquered by Dark Jedi. Over millennia, Jedi became synonymous with the Jedi Knights. The species name got lost to history. Explains why they're so rare and Force powerful. It ties perfectly into lore. Yoda's 900 years old, trained Jedi for centuries, but never spills on his roots. Could this drop in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie? So, is Yoda a Jedi or not? Comment your Is he a Jedi or not? We don't know. There was that. Anyway, yeah, I thought I'd explain it better. You know. This was surprising. Whoa. Hold on a second. Let's get out of this. I can't get out of my own... I trapped myself. So what do you think? Is he a Jedi? Wise Guy says, what do you mean? What do you mean looks like? It is Yoda's stick. Grogu is Yoda. What? What are you talking about? What is this? What is this trickery? Are you kidding me? Do you think Grogu is Yoda? Wait a second. If there was some kind of way, I mean, Palpatine cloned himself. Is that Yoda's kind of way of coming back? No. It's got to be his son, man. It is Yoda's stick. I don't know how he would have gotten his stick. Maybe Luke Skywalker took his little stick. I haven't really looked at it that closely, but maybe Luke did take his stick after he died in the hut. Who knows? That's an interesting theory too. I can't wait till the movie comes out, because then we can actually talk about, like, we know what's going on here. They're thinking he might be a clone. They're also, they're also thinking Grogu might be a clone. We don't know. We'll see, I guess. Given the character's age, there's no real rush with this storyline, but that also makes it easier to still put it off. The child shouldn't be expected to have decided his entire future already. So if being a Jedi is something he later decides to explore, it could make perfect sense. It would also likely be a smart decision from franchise point of view, given it would open up more storytelling possibilities with Grogu. But then where is Grogu during, the sequels? I guess he's still a kid. At Star Wars Celebration Japan last year, Dave Filoni was asked about Grogu and Sabine's respective Jedi journeys. That's another one that I still have to do a video on, dude. What's up, Thunder? What's going on, man? Thanks for coming by. Thanks for stopping by, saying hi. How's it going over there? How's it going across the pond, as they say? The short answer is, yeah, sure, why not? Anything is possible. They're both very different, and their paths are very different. They're arguably going in slightly different directions. That's far from a yes, but it shows that the door is not closed on Grogu being a Jedi, while the idea scenario would be that he's going to come out as a Jedi in this movie. It's obvious that he's going to use a lightsaber in this movie for sure. And I'll place a bet on that. At least we're here to take him into adulthood. At that point, if he's using the Force and wearing Mandalorian armor, he's going to be like a Mandalorian Jedi, but at the same time, very least, but it's possible they will make it official. Yeah, he's for sure going to be a Jedi. I mean, Mandalorian. It's going to happen. There's no denying that. So there was that article. What do you think about that? What are your predictions for that? Do you care? Do you just want to see Grogu be Grogu? Kind of the cute guy that we all know. Cute guy. The cute, we don't know his species. The cute frog. Is this new news? No, this came out a while ago. We know that. All right, so what do you think? What's going on out there? How's everybody doing? A Jedi Lorian? Yeah, so we just went through an article where we were kind of talking about how we want to know if this movie's going to show him to be more of a Jedi or more. I mean, obviously he's a Mandalorian, but it showed him in the trailer, meditating and walking through like a swampy type background like Yoda. So we're wondering if he is truly going to be, Mandalorian and a Jedi at the same time. We don't know. And there's nothing to really show us except for that. So, but yeah. What do you think? Do you think he's going to look, what is this? New Star Wars comics. I already talked about the Andor comic coming out. If you're into Rogue One and Andor, here it is. Well, we'll talk about it here. Check this out. We still got some time before I gotta start painting, man. Star Wars announces surprise Andor sequel set before Rogue One. So this is after Andor Season 2. Are you an Andor fan? Let me know. But yeah, they're coming out with new lore. New exciting lore, and all of our characters from Rogue One are back. Back in action, man. We got Jyn Erso, we got everybody back from Rogue One. K2SO, obviously Cassian Andor. A surprise Andor sequel is set before the events of Rogue One, set to make its debut. Andor concluded its 2-season run in 2025, earning praise as one of the best projects ever produced for the Star Wars universe. However, since it ran for only 2 seasons instead of its originally planned 5, fans were left longing for more. I don't know, I was kind of happy with the ending. I was like, you know what, that's good. You know, just go. You're good, man. Dude, it was too depressing for me personally. I was watching this. I don't know, man. Andor's kind of depressing to me. I'm more of like, let's go, take on the Empire. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I like more fun Star Wars, but maybe that's because I'm still a child. Star Wars announced the release of multiple comics acting as a prequel to Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Marvel Comics will celebrate the 10th anniversary of Rogue One's theatrical release with special one-shot comics set just before the events of that movie, focusing on 5 major characters, and one of them is Darth Vader. That's the one I'm going to be getting for sure. I'm going to definitely be reading I'd like some more Vader action, you know? Even though it's a comic book, whatever. I love the comics, though. The last comic I read was Jar Jar #1. Can you believe it? The review for that's up on my channel right now. But, yeah, Jar Jar #1. It was something else, man. The first cover features an image of Diego Luna as Cassian Andor. And the Disney Plus show leading character, yeah, we know that. So there's Cassian, there's his cover. It's pretty cool looking. I mean, that's an eye-catching cover. I like that. Andor's cover shows a larger, yeah, I can tell. What is this? Written by freaking AI? Rogue One, a Star Wars story, highlights events in the Skywalker saga between episode 3 and 4. Depicting Rebels' missions to obtain the plans of the Death Star and stop the Empire. They're just filling out space now. Other Star Wars covers. Here's another cover. Check that out. That's a beautiful cover there, man. I need to explore more of the comic scene. Yeah, I mean, the comics, they've been putting out a ton of comics, man. It's been crazy, actually. Let me show you. If you haven't been keeping up with the comics, there is a lot of lore in there, and it's pretty cool. So they just started. If you want to start comics again, not too long ago they started basically the whole new Star Wars. Here, I'll show you #1. They basically started over the Star Wars stories. So this is like Marvel Star Wars #1. And it's pretty interesting so far, you know. But that's, yeah, they just, you can go to any comic shop and get, start collecting Star Wars comics. But yeah, there's Jar Jar. You can read that too if you want to, but I mean, if you're into comics, I've always been into comics. I mean, it's been like a thing for me forever, so I like them still. I know it's a little bit depressing because it's a little bit of a dying medium, but because people don't have attention spans anymore, man. But comics are great. So another cover, Forrest Whitaker's portrayal of Saw Gerrera. There's Saw Gerrera. This is just more of his story there. And I guess, yeah, he goes a little too far. He's like torturing people, man. Like, that's That's like the other thing I didn't like too much about Andor, that there were like all the good guys were also doing like really bad things, which I know that that's like real life too, but I like my good versus evil. What can I say? Finally, there's the Jyn Erso cover. So yeah, we got a new story with Jyn Erso. I guess she goes to the Wabani prison or jail or whatever, that work camp, and I don't know, mounts an escape or something, I think it said. I don't remember though. But there's the Darth Vader. I love this this art. Look at this cover art, man. It just screams like the old Marvel comics, the old Marvel Star Wars comics. It's just beautiful. It is gorgeous. I like how it's colored. I like everything about this cover right here. It's awesome. So there's that, man. Yeah. So if you're into comics or you want to get into them, you know, you could just go pick up Cassian Andor #1. I used to get the Star Wars comics in the 1980s. I bet you did. I hope they're still in my dad's attic. Hope the mice haven't eaten them. Oh no. Get them out of there, man. You gotta grab those now. A couple of them are worth some money. I have Star Wars #1 from Marvel, the first ever comic. It's not even slabbed, so yeah, the mice could probably get to mine too. But yeah, you want to get that. I think Star Wars #1, depending on the condition, is worth like, I don't know, $300. I mean, it's not that much, but you know, it would be interesting to see which comics are still up there. Yeah, I would definitely grab those out of there like ASAP. But that's there's the news. So I believe we're all caught up with all the news. Mandalorian and Grogu, Maul Shadow Lord, and everything else. Looking good though. So I was gonna start painting now. I don't know if I'm gonna. It's already time to get my baby up though. So this isn't gonna work. I'm not gonna be able to paint today. Damn. Oh well. Check this out though. I got new music. Look at this music, man. Maybe I could put some music on a paint. It's all ready to go. Do you want to hang out a little longer? I need like a thing that goes off whenever I get a chat though. Oh, that's kind of sexy music there. I don't know about that. They're gonna think I'm running some kind of weird. Yeah, no, that's way too sexy. Hold on. Skip that, guys. SQ's getting a little uncomfortable. It's like, holy shit. No, you're cool with it? Okay, cool. Maybe we'll just do some painting. I don't know. Do I have time? I have like 20 minutes. Maybe we could throw the sky on. What do you think? Do you want to throw the sky on here? Because we're done talking about the news now. Let's bring it up. Not the monitor. Let's bring up our painting. There's our canvas. See, it's all ready to go. What do you think? Do you think we could get some painting in? Could listen to some, because I'm gonna be here painting anyway, so might as well. Yeah, we can mix some oils up. I'll still be here. I'll be checking the chat every. How's that music sounding? Is that loud enough? Should be loud enough. Yeah, let's mix some oils, man. I'm tired of waiting. You can hang around, you know. Hang out with me for a minute, man. We gotta put this guy on here. It's very important. Move this over. Might as well keep it on because we gotta put the base layer down. Do you know it'd be cool if I had a camera for my palette? Maybe I'll get a third camera for the palette. But right now we're putting down some ultramarine blue. Are you into painting? You're probably like, what is going on? We could put some turquoise in there, but I'm trying to stick to kind of the basic. Where's my white? Some titanium white. So here's the colors we're using for this right now. You can see them. Beautiful ultramarine blue and titanium white. And we're just gonna lay a quick layer down for the sky. Because it's the smallest part of this painting, so this is from, you know what I could bring up is, here's what we're actually painting right now. This is, how's that music sound? Is it too loud? I'm just gonna bring up the image. This is what we're painting today in oils. Let's see. Naboo. YouTube images. Let me throw it up there. We might as well toss it up there. So, wasting time doing this. We have about 15 minutes to put the sky down. Here we go. Copy. So yeah, here's what we're not literally painting Anakin and Padme, but I just want to give you an idea kind of what we're going for here. There it is. So yeah, kind of the nice, you know, that nice scene there from Attack of the Clones. This one's not going to fit anywhere. I'll just... No, it's in the way. But this is the meadow. So they filmed this in Attack of the Clones. They filmed this in Italy. I forget what the exact spot was, but it's a meadow in Italy. We'll just put it real small there. Just to give you a feel, you know? But yeah, it was an Italian rolling meadow. Beautiful place. It would be a nice place to visit someday. But so there's that. That's kind of the feeling we're going for, you know? I want to go for love. Frolicking in the wild meadow. Yeah, exactly. They were frolicking around. And it's where that classic meme came from. You know what I mean. Where she's like, what? He's like, yeah. He says something funny and then she's like, what? There's all kinds of variations of that meme too. But let's throw down some white. And we're going to start a little far back here. I'm going to go with a bigger brush just to put some sky down here. And we just want to reel. I'm not trying to... Okay. We'll just put... Let's go with some white. See, you can't really see what I'm doing right now, but... We'll see. Super light blue. Because we can always go, we're going to go darker on the mountains. This might be a little too white. And here we go. Let's make sure we mix it in real good there. We might put a little bit of yellow in here, but I want to get this base down, so can you see? There we go. Just a quick base layer there. It's shaky. I've never painted a canvas this big on camera before, so this is definitely going to need a couple layers, but Gonna need some thicker paint. Put it down so it's nice and wet. It's kind of hard to paint like this. But the white will cover that right up. Do that. What do you think about the music? Is it distracting or what? So for skies, look, I got some on my... This is just for the skies though. For skies, I like to kind of do it with a bigger brush and just get it done with, you know? Kind of wet on wet technique. But we need to cover up this under layer here pretty good. This is all going to be blended in anyways. Yeah, we got to cover this whole thing. We could at least put this down before I gotta go. We kind of got a nice, not a gradient, but that yellow already shines through. So let me get some more blue in there because anywhere that has Natalie Portman is a beautiful place. Well, Natalie just got thrown out of Star Wars. I don't know if you saw that. They basically just told her to kick rocks for the Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think we talked about that last week. See, I wanted to just do this whole thing today. We should have skipped the... Can't skip the Star Wars news though, man. Maybe next week we'll just do a painting stream. It's kind of all I want on there. But then we're gonna get, look at this. We're just gonna go a little bit darker to put the mountains on. But I'm gonna get a different brush, I think. But you could just go a little darker. See that this, I feel like I can see the yellow. I don't want to go too much yellow, but there's already yellow showing through. What does this look like? This here? Oh, that's way too dark, dude. Lighten this up a little bit. Oh, too dark, too dark. But the great thing about oil paint, see, you can just wipe it off. Now it looks green because okay. We're gonna be putting more and more layers on here, so it doesn't really matter that much. Dang, Marty. This music's kind of wild, huh? Should we change this? It's giving me anxiety, guys. I feel like Pedro Pascal right now. My gosh. It's a little lighter. This could actually just be the background mountain there. See that? I'll probably go in with another layer there, obviously, but. But this looks pretty good here. Then there's going to be another one over here. This is just the background. Basically the background mount. Kind of give it sweeping. We're going to go over that sky again too for sure. But here we're gonna get a little darker. Put in this mountain here. Don't worry, it's gonna. I'm gonna go in and make it look real nice. This is just to get the base shapes down. Obviously, we gotta take this. This mountain's closer, so we take it up more. Yeah. But we're gonna take the next couple live streams and work on this together, probably. The gamer music going. So basically, the landscape is gonna be up to here. So it's gonna be mostly, you know, meadow. And maybe a couple buildings, I'm not sure yet, but I just wanted to get that. Actually, yeah, right up to here. We're gonna have some trees here, bushes, obviously. This is all gonna be meadow. It's gonna be real nice. But let me get the other side here. We're gonna add the other ones later. There's a little bit of actually. And, oh my god, I have to go. I have to go, man. I just wanted to get this down, just to get an idea. And then we're gonna hit the rest of the... I'm gonna go back over the sky and all this, obviously. But yeah, this is all gonna cut off right here. We'll have to go back through because we didn't really get enough of that sky on there. Let me actually, do you know what I'm gonna do? Put some cerulean blue on here. We're gonna get some cerulean. Some white. I need to buy more white, man. This is not working for me at all. Because we gotta put some clouds in here while it's still wet. Then we can go back through and layer it on. Nice and heavy. So let's get rid of this paint first. You gotta get rid of the paint on your brush sometimes. We gotta do more art on this channel, man. This is what it's all about. What time is it? Yeah, I gotta get going here, man. Gosh dang it. Let me just throw some of these on first here. Some white, different color blue. So we're just gonna layer on a couple here just to get the base of the clouds on too, because this is all gonna be different once we actually get into it. Okay. Just so we know where they are. Because we're going to have to go back over the sky too for sure. There's that. I'm just kind of looking on my reference here. If I go down more. But that's what's great about oil painting too. You can always, you know, you can always go over it. This is all going to be clouds here. But at least we got something down today, right? I mean, good to get it down. I usually reach this. I would be standing up here, but we'll go in and fill in the sky again, because yeah, it's not filled in enough. Maybe with a smaller brush. Woo-hoo. I know you're not supposed to do it like that, but this is our painting. We can do whatever we want. Yeah, we'll go back and go through there, though. I know, it doesn't look like anything right now, but it will. Trust me. Next time. I'm going to do a little bit of work on this tomorrow, and then we're gonna really get into it next time on the stream. You'll see. So yeah, thanks for joining me today, and I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream because I gotta go do my duties. But yeah, so thanks for joining me in SQR3 today, and we're gonna come back. We'll be back this coming Monday. We'll be doing more painting, and we're gonna be doing more Star Wars